Yep, good morning. This is Jason here. I'm drawing. You could be part of this for the next hour if you like. I'm doing pages from Star Wars The Dark Hunter. You can find this here on Webtoons. It is free to look at, to read, free to love, free to cherish. At no cost to you, by the way. I'm trying to keep my COVID boogers off my screen, so that's why I'm all masked up. And feeling good, feeling great. Hope you are too. Okay, there you go. That's the latest chapter. Um, Dark Hunter as a whole is probably about 27, 28 chapters long or episodes long, as you can see here. Can you see this part? I think you can see whatever I'm looking at still. That's how much of a awesome streamer I am. So, all the story you can want, totally free. Come check it out. Leave me a comment. Argue with me about the lore. That's fine. So, here's a zoom out for this page here. I'm just filling some of these small panels in between here. Get from point A to point B. But if I had a bunch of days off in a row, that I'd get this done pretty fast. But there's a lot of distractions at my house all the time. So, but bummer. What I've been doing for these space helmets is I've been just taking a circle, a shape, and just putting it where I probably would want it when I finally draw the picture. Putting it below the blue layer, and it exists there with all the rest of the blue. And when I want to do the lines for that, then I will go up here, tap the align to path one, and then it will constrain my strokes to the line of that path. But until then, it's going to be pretty much just me freehanding it all. Yeah. If you dig checking out some artwork or just whatever, I'm not exactly amateur, but I'm not a pro either. But you just want to watch a guy draw a Star Wars comic and stuff, then feel free. Come on out whenever you feel like it. If you're on YouTube, hit the notification icon and you can get notified with the random times that I do these things. It's not often that I get. I try to do it on Mondays and Wednesdays, but now my schedule is different. I'm on a 24-hour schedule now, so the days are random. So if you really want to check out some cool artwork in the process of being made, then get the notifications going, then you can just tune in whenever on the fly. Okay. I'm just gonna upsize a little bit. One of the blessings with digital is you can just say quit. I don't know why it does that. Making yourself look bad, Kirill. Okay. Now, if it was here to watch me on Saturday, I had a major crash at the very end of the screen. I lost all my work. Not all my work. Most of the ending of the work that I was doing. I'm selecting an area right now to just drop some black in. And I'm going to cover this up. People think that's an eye. Anyways, doesn't have to be a lot of detail because I'm going to end up having to erase. I'll do some negative spacing here and make some of these fractured pieces. Helmet glass. If I could just do the whole thing like this and cut it. Yeah, I'm cutting away some of the stuff that I'm drawing, but I consider this kind of like doing construction lines and then deciding what's going to make into the cut. Selling this as a That's all I really need that oval for. Okay, put this forearm up here. This is the last page I think I'm going to try and do. Maybe there's one more, like an epilogue page, but I think it goes without saying what happens in the story. It's information you really don't need till later. So I'm just debating even if I should do that last page. It just opens up more work for me. We'll see a page where you show the infirmary of all the people that survive, and they're like, we've got 48 hours to get out of this station, and blah, blah, blah. And who's crazy enough to come pick us all up? And I was going to do a shot of Biz Cody, the kind of like Han Solo-ish character, and he's going to be at some meeting and then get beeped out and have to go and take off. And there's more pages for a side story that I don't think I want to do. If someday I get to print this up and as something other than Star Wars, then maybe I'll put together that little story there, because it's, if I need pages. I haven't had the problem of not having enough content for a chapter, like at all. All right. I'm going to make this big black arm flying out of nowhere, grabbing him in the neck. So what we'll have to do is do some negative space. I don't want to get too involved in it. I just want kind of a placeholder while I draw this arm, his hand. Excuse me. I'm going to take some the eraser with some negative space lines and just draw through it. Get some pen rakes. Okay. Make his wrist come up. I can't tangent it. Be right at the level there without making a full-on tangent with the. So after this page today is finally done, then I'm going to color it. So my next couple streams throughout the week are going to be all coloring, more dazzle. Why am I typing? How's it going, Artsy? Thanks for showing up there, brother. So nobody that we know from the Discord today. I did comic art, if you saw one of my posts recently, and then I did some more of you, which was in the last. Okay, you already seen that then. What did you think of your character in the last upload? Let me know in the comments there. I think it's pretty good. I think I went from saying I'm gonna kill everybody off, so don't worry about it, and then I ended up after writing and drawing and all this stuff, they're like good characters. So I decided, hey, these guys are gonna survive. They're gonna live. Even MD Luke survived. So, and your not Lando Calrissian character still up and kicking. Yes, you Artsy, Mr. Artsy guy. I always check the comments randomly, so. Backspace. Right. And then I'm gonna drop a big old pile of shade in this thing, like some airbrush, broken airbrush spray paint kind of thing in here. It's gonna look pretty cool. A lot of emotion here. Yes, I will talk to my lawyer about extending your contract. You've earned it. I feel like a little bit of worthless trivia. You know, on the Stranger Things, the Steve Harrington guy was supposed to be the jerk that no one likes and stuff, but he charmed the directors and stuff into writing Steve Harrington as the ultimate babysitter in season 2 and not having him be a total jerk. And he's like one of the best characters in the whole mini-series, or what do you want to call those things. Just big, random, streaky lines. My hand naturally does this one direction really good, so I just manipulate the canvas and bam, that's the direction I go in. So what I usually do now is I get about this stage of it, just gonna erase the blue line. And so I know exactly what I'm working with, what's coming through in the end. Oops. Yeah, so I was going to have one more page of, if you're still on here, Bill, one more page where your character and Doc get together and they decide on the rescue mission and all that stuff to get everybody off the station. And then I was going to show Biz Cody, but I need to be done with this because this isn't even part of the story. This is just like a, what do you call it? Well, supplement story. It's really going to bolster chapter 3 when I start doing it. Story-wise, this is going to make chapter 3 sing, but The page that I had in mind is kind of irrelevant. I don't know if you saw that panel where your character's like got homegirl wrapped up in his legs and he's holding on for dear life and stuff. That kind of tells you what was probably going to happen in chapter 3. So I make a big selection. And then we'll see what's going on from there. Other than that, though, thanks for letting me use your likeness in this comic, because I thought it was a good idea, and people are liking it. People are getting down with it. Got my friend at work; she's all into it. She's I showed her some of her unconscious photos, but who knows? They'll be coming back later on, chapter 3 probably, and everyone will have their day in the sun again. I do have openings in the Jackal Squadron and the final battle stuff up in space for pilots. So I just have to draw people's faces. I think I'm going to get Alley Cat. Some different other folks for that and do these things. So that'll be fun. Some more folks from church. We'll see. Everyone likes Star Wars, and to tell them if you want to be in a Star Wars comic, they're like, yeah. Alright. I got most of the big lines done. I'm gonna start rendering some kind of rendering. Am I just seeing that, or was that dashy lines? Let's clean up. Something I've been struggling throughout this little comic project is how much rendering do I do in the ink phase? Because normally I'm just gonna go be the colorist later on and fix stuff, add shadows and shadings, sometimes specialty texture brushes. It's a good marketing play to use actual faces, yes. And I'm just a shameless tracer when it comes to people's likenesses. I try to do some, I'll work on it later on. I don't have the time to work on stuff and develop new skills right now, like, like that. So I'm just shamelessly going to be a tracer. Well, if you get your own references, I don't think there's a problem with that, actually. It's the look that I want to have for my book. It's just like when I put someone in there, like, hey, I put you in the book, I want to kind of look like them. It's not all this, hey, that doesn't look like me. You do your hair different every day, so be quiet, but Uh-huh. Alright, so since you're there, I should have Artsy Bible Nerd come on and just talk with me on these streams. Get some of my voice droning around. He could be asking me questions and making fun of my artwork. Best thing for a stream is a partnership, I guess, huh? Yeah, people, there's like the stigma with the tracing thing, but all the greats do it. I mean, I was watching a stream with like Ethan Van Sciver, and he was like, he was going to draw a car. He just found a picture of a car and traced the car. He's like, I don't care about drawing cars. My strength is this, that, and the other thing. And So I just traced the picture of the car. Yeah, David Finch traces faces sometimes, especially if they want you to put like a political figure or something in the book. I would think, heck yeah. Gosh, there was a comic it's called Star Wars Union that came out probably early 2000s, maybe late 90s, but it was the marriage of Luke Skywalker to Mara Jade, and the guy that did it, he straight up just traced the photos that he put in there. So he you can look at it, you can see that for Mara Jade he used Jennifer Aniston. And obviously for Luke Skywalker, he used Mark Hamill's picture a lot. But then you could tell there's guys like Bruce Campbell that he used for one of the Jedi guys and one of the Jedi best men. And another one was Ben Affleck. He used a picture of Ben Affleck for a couple of them. And you looked at them, you're like, those are totally Hollywood people, you know. And but it didn't matter. Then obviously the Lando and the Han Solo was photos and stuff that he probably traced stills from the movie. I had a video I wanted to do on a couple of these Star Wars graphic novels, and they're like a lot of trace panels from the movies. You're like, oh, I know that scene comes from in Empire Strikes Back. I know that shot of Luke comes from this scene, and these are the exact same thing 2 or 3 times in the book, and whatever. You got to meet the deadline. When it comes to Star Wars, them Star Wars fans are pretty picky, Thing about it is aside from Union and a couple of the ones that guy did, the Dark Horse era of comics, they didn't do a lot of tracing of Luke, Han, and Leia. Because all those were original stories post Return of the Jedi. So Kyle Katarn, you could use Chuck Norris, or anybody with a big old beard and a manly voice. I miss the EU so much. That's such a good storyline. I liked a lot of stuff. People talk trash too about it, even before like the new stuff came out. They're like, it's just so horrible, blah. It's like, I don't know if it was that horrible, but you take chances when you're a creative. You know that? I don't know if you know that, but yeah, Uncle Jason just told you right now. I just like hanging debris in the middle of the air, just like all the time, like everywhere. A catastrophic smash of the mask here. I never draw someone with their cheeks blown up, like they're trying to hold their breath. If I draw that, it might be funny and cute. If he just has saucer eyes and is gasping for air. Guess your lip will come up, pushed up almost to your nose. Your upper lip might disappear a little bit. And the jowly things you draw underneath it probably just become more prominent. This is a strange angle for a right-handed person to draw. It's facing that way, facing from left to right. Okay. How long am I into this? 30 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. I'm just going to draw a big shady area and then erase out. I'll take a little extra time here and I won't have to erase out that much. Any erasing I do is going to be little fine details about the face. My airbrush. We'll do pepper spray first. Try different. Pixel. Well, that's too dark. I can probably take some of the black out for this one. The Cintiq pens are sensitive to direction too, so you kind of gotta. Alrighty. Looks pretty good. If I go line down like this, erase out some lineage. Just creating debris out of nowhere. So, who is ABN on? He's on Twitch. Aha. Yep. So, he's a busy man at Art Survival Nerd. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was wanting to get someone on here with a personality. Just because I feel like I do a lot of babbling and talking and stuff, but it's hard to concentrate and do things. I'll go off on little tangents and stuff. I'm just not super dynamic, you know. I like making fun of people and things and objects and times and stuff, but you know, I can't totally concentrate when I'm here doing the art itself. I don't know how this is going to look. Okay, there's a little bit of that. All right. What was I going to say? Oh, the comments too. If I had a bigger audience, I'd need someone to be there to answer the comments and stuff. So What's that called? It's like a, I want to say a mod because you'd be on the stream talking in a very family-friendly manner. I don't know where this line's going to end. See what this looks like. Kind of heavy. Just smooth spray. Try that. That's a little better. You can go and do some tire detailing. Not too much. A little bit darker. I'm choosing the polygonal lasso tool because you can lift your hand up and do all this mess, and then you can. It's just convenient to work with. Anyone who's Procreate knows the selection tool in Procreate is just outstanding. Okay. I need someone also to wake me up out of my artistic stupor and say, "Save it, you idiot." We were here last time. Thanks for the encouraging words, my brother. Okay, we'll do some darkenings on the armorings. So you can lift up with the polygonal lasso, and you can do little things like this. You can go up and above. You can select large swaths area, and without having a, I don't know. You ever try to do this with just the regular selection tool? It's a pain in the butt. One thing with this one is you have to double tap at the end to close it out. If you want to Procreate, you still have to hit the little dot to close it out, but anyone knows we're using a pen, doing dashing and all this stuff all day long. It's hard to not double tap sometimes. Then you close the loop before you really want to, and you get some whacked out weird thing going on. There you go. Smash. That's pretty good. It's all right. Think about having the separate shaded layers. You can turn it off too. I go to color it and I need to change the light source. I can just turn it off. I can't add to it, but I can turn it off. So I'm gonna change the. I'm gonna erase on top here like this. I'm just adding a little bit of highlight via subtraction. Bless me. I missed this whole section here. See the loop got inverted. That's another thing I wish Corel Painter would do, was give me a quick mask feature where you can hit Q and then it'll turn everything red that's selected. Because this whole thing I just did, I didn't have this part selected and it looks off. Crisis abated. Thing with collaborating and stuff is you want to have a good schedule. Like, this is when we're doing it, and then other people can allot their time to that. And if I had a bigger crowd, I guess I probably would, invest in that. But right now, this is fine, I guess. I can manage one guy in the comments, so. If two show up, though, I'm sunk. I am sunk. So, a rabid dog. Let me see, I have a close-up. And a close-up of the eyeball. The remaining time left, I think I'll just do this eyeball right here. So it'll be kind of like a teaching thing, I guess. Where's that oval from before? I don't know if you've ever looked up the how-tos on eyeballs and stuff. Usually what you do is you decide on your size of the globe. Come on. You can picture that floating around on the orbit underneath those lids. We'll say about that size. A little bigger. Obviously, it's going to be bigger from corner to corner. And we're going to be a little bit looking up into it too. So, the rule of thumb is to then take like the iris, and that's supposed to be half the size in diameter. So I'm going to do a duplicate layer. Keep it right here. I'm going to try and squish it in here. I'm going to use the mouse this time. If you can picture half the diameter here. And we're just going to do like the cheese ball measuring. Yeah, that's about right. That's about exactly right. All right. Yeah, so the eye kind of rolling back. Not really. Okay. Then your head is, what do you call it? Your head is 5 eyeballs wide. And if you wanted to be totally like technical here, you could take this guy and put it right here, a second eyeball. Okay, and then your second eyeball would be this one over here. It would be an eyeball thickness in between the two eyeballs. So you'd have eyeball, placeholder eyeball, and the placeholder eyeball on each side, and that's how thick your head would be if you're going to draw it technically. Okay. Obviously, make what do you call it? Allowances for human irregularities. Down to 2, right? All right. So, all right. All right. Okay, so you can picture your eyeball. This is beneath the skin of the face. And I forgot the, I used to work like in ophthalmologist offices. There's a name for the direction towards the nose and then towards the ear when it comes, because you talk about the right eye, on the left side of the right eye, you would say like on the nose side. of the right eye, or on the ear side of the right eye with medical terminology. So with a little, let's see, this is where the nose is at. This is the ear. Okay. And each eye has its own word too. It's like AU or OU, little initial abbreviation. This is going to be, since he's kind of running out of oxygen, that line's going to go right over the lid. So oh, the lid is going to go right over the pupil, not even the pupil. So when you're hypoxic, oxygen is a dilator, so therefore your pupil would probably be constricted. Okay. Get a little tear duct reservoir area right here. I'm rethinking my drink. That's a 7-Up reference, by the way. This is going to come. It's like a little thickness to it. Creates like a little surface here. So I'm just gonna put my hand through there and connect the lines later. Okay, so let's take our iris, duplicate that, and then hit my, so I'm gonna reshape the iris, make it a pupil, small constricted pupil, like almost heroin overdose. Now when you die, the muscles relax, and then it's dilated. You've heard of fixed and dilated. That is not this. He's still in the middle of, I don't know, if he was adrenaline, like, oh, like freaking out, it'd be dilated. Or dilated. Super methamphetamine right there. Okay. Still trying to maintain like a 3D aspect to the eye there. That's pretty dilated. Someone from the medical field wants to rebuke me, go ahead. So his eyebrow would not be right there. Guess he's got a little bit of eyelashes. Not as prominent. Usually starting like right here in the middle of the lash. Maybe some stragglers going towards the nose. But you and I have both seen probably men with a lot of, very women are jealous of me kind of eyelashes, but generally doesn't translate well in the comic art. So now we're going. Some details. I'm going to make the pen smaller since we're doing some finer details here. Now all these lines are erasable. I'm keeping it pen line look, and I'm not going for the straight up vector. Hold on. All right. Okay, I'll just erase that later. Save. I'm going to turn all these off. And I'm going to erase this thing because this is starting to get in the way. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. I turn that back off because even like a little like a reflection, if you shine the light in someone's pupil lever, you see like a little bit of a reflection in there. Like, not totally black and dark. The back wall used to help with eye surgeries. You're seeing people on the Discord and stuff drop in pictures of orbs and stuff that's being shaded or drawn. Like a circle, a sphere you have to draw for art class and stuff. That's good stuff to look at. Your eyeball is one of those. It's an orb. So if you want to give it some volume, we don't want to just put straight up like cross hatching in there or just straight line feathering like I would normally do, but some to suggest some volume to it. And I don't really ever cross hatch, but for right here, I think it helps. And of course, the colorist will help with some highlights and stuff later on. I don't know. See, even like this is almost looks feminine. I'm gonna put like veins in there and stuff. Petechial rashes underneath. When people choke, they bear down. Black flows into the little small vessels of the face and in the skin, and they burst because of all the back pressure. I went on a drowning victim one time. It was a little 3-4-year-old Asian kid, and just came in the country, thinking from China or something. They got into the country, went to their relative's house, and they had a swimming pool at this apartment complex. And everyone was kind of freaking out. The firefighters was freaking out because it's a drowning victim, and no one spoke English, and he's trying to get his info. He's getting kind of mad. But I tried to bypass that whole drama, just went straight to the kid. And I looked at his face, and he had just straight up like purple freckles, macroscopic purple freckles all over his face. I mean, especially around the eyes and the lips. But the whole thing was just broken. So yeah, petechial rash, and I just said, "Hey, he's got the petechial rash around his eyes." And then they're going, "What?" Yeah, so signs that he's been choking and or drowning and stuff. So all the splinters and junk and but little micro weirdo 3D stuff. It doesn't look like he's dying though. Okay. So the lords of comic bookness want me to drop some ink here. And then use this as an opportunity to erase out.
Sorry.
We got a lot of youngins in here on their own computers doing their thing. They start bickering sometimes, so. Okay. So y'all seen this kind of thing. Yeah. All right, there's 3 layers of stuff going on here on your eye. And if you look at it, it's not just a big marble. Like I said, it was a sphere before, but it's not like this marble where it's all smooth and round. Doesn't look dead enough, huh? Boy. Uh-oh, what did I just do? Aha! Love it. Combine these layers together and erase. Digital art. Digital art problems, part 13. Keeping track of all the layers. Did I save kid? Oh, the kid again, sorry. So yeah, pretty much he was under the water for 2 minutes, I guess. Scary as heck. When they tell that, when I was able to get the translator to tell the story, I was like, what the heck? I ain't having no pool. But they didn't see the kid for 2 minutes and were looking around for him. And someone just happened to meander up over to the pool and look in the pool. And they seen him floating face down. So he hadn't sunk to the bottom, or I forget. They pulled him out and were jolting him around and slapping his back and doing all this panicky stuff. But he coughed up a bunch of water and started crying. So, hallelujah. um, so it's happened. So he was with it, crying, but consolable by his parents, coughing and coughing a lot. He had, I think he had clear lungs. So his diving reflex saved his lungs. And oh, heck, dude. Someday I will figure out Corell's selection rules. But he had clear lungs, I think, which is good because it wasn't a freshwater drowning. If there's a difference, I guess, in the chemicals that you inhale. So if you're freshwater, there's less junk, chlorine, etc. Like which that's another drowning story I could probably tell, which is the pool in the backyard that you fill up with your hose, your spigot in the back. That's a little bit different than like the pool at the community center with all the water treatment stuff and salt. Yeah. So what I've heard, those freshwater ones in the backyard are easier to recover from. But anyway, we got the kid to the ER, and then I guess the hospital had a doctor on duty that could speak Mandarin. And he went in there and started talking to the kid. While he was talking to him, the kid just blew up and vomited a whole bunch more water back up on the bed with stomach contents and different things. But it was a happy ending. The kid made it. So our role en route was to keep him calm. I had Dad hold the oxygen mask up to his face while we passively bled in some oxygen into him while he was breathing regularly, trying to keep his agitation to a minimum. But got to the ER. I guess his adrenaline got the best of him, and he just puked his guts out. But hey, he earned it. So that one was a happy ending. Yeah. So praise God for that, man, because do not like those calls. Do not like them at all. Hmm. I don't like how those pips look. So, anyways, another near drowning story. This is the one that you don't want to hear. Well, the kid made it. In fact, it was a very good turnout. And praise God for Uncle. If Uncle wasn't there, the kid probably died. But and it's kind of funny because the dad was like, "I don't want no pool," and I got a 2-year-old. I don't want no pool, honey. Was, no, we want to have a pool. Okay, let's get a uh, little dinky wading pool, like the little cheesy plastic ones. Let's get one of those, hon, like that, and that way, there's not a lot of danger. Oh, but we all want to be in the pool together. It's a family fun. Okay, all right. So, woman hath spoken, right? So, he concedes, goes get the pool. Overnight, they fill it up. They fill it up overnight, about 7 or 8, about 9 o'clock in the morning. Uncle's over there. The dad, mom takes off. She goes, "I'm going to the store." The boy is he's sleeping. He's taking a nap right now. It's a girl. She's sleeping. She's taking a nap right now. So okay, no problem. So dad and uncle are sitting there just shooting the stuff, talking about the day. This is dad's day off of work during the week. Mom's gonna come back with some beverages or something. They're just gonna have a good family old time today. And then uncle just decides to go in the backyard, and he's out there talking on the phone, and he hears a stirring in the water, like whoosh, like just like the water stirring. He looks over. It's an above the ground pool, feet above the ground pool, and he sees 2 big toy cars. They're stacked on top of each other, and he's like, "Oh, who did that?" And I guess the girl, she's super rambunctious. She's like little Xenia warrior princess, I guess, and always climbing on stuff. So she stacked these 2 cars up on top of each other and then jumped in the pool. By the time the uncle went over there and looked down, he was at the bottom of the pool, not moving. So he freaked out. Like, rightfully so. He pulled her up by the leg, and started Heimliching and slapping and patting and squeezing. She started coughing, man. Chucked up a bunch of water, he said, and then started crying. And then they called us out there. We got out there, and Dad was like, "Tomorrow, we're taking that stupid thing down." So that was another one. It turned out good, but it just kind of freaks me out for the pools, you know. So, is that enough EMS war stories for you? Now, there's my eyeball. It's got kind of a 3D look to it with the little glints in it. That usually sets apart. But anyway, like I was saying, with this round eyeball, and then the iris part kind of pops up a little bit. and then even more so, not literally popping up, but then the pupil is like a vacuum of light almost. So I always like to put that separation there in between there. That's kind of good. I think it looks cool. Yeah. Turn my pupil oval on. Uh, okay. Did I just do that again? I just did that again, didn't I? Yeah. All right. Keeping track of your layers. Keeping track of your layers. Okay. And then collapse it. Well, maybe that could be my put the scent in essential worker. Yeah. Essential worker. This is the most time I've had off of work in 2 years since the pandemic and everything. Is this week right now, and I'm ready to go back. So, all right. Da, da, da. My idea was to show him with blown out eyeballs, all like, and then this one, and then the gates close. So this is gonna be an easy one right here. Watch. And he's gonna be all. This panel basically shows doors closing. I just okay. It's the cheapest panel you can put in a comic right here. I have my finger on the shift button, which is constraining my lines to a imaginary grid. Okay. There's some other noodling and stuff here, but going to get rid of this layer. All right, so I'm not just going to leave it like that. I'm going to take this, stay away from the eyeball layer. Just rotate it. You now have dramatic action panel. Control D to remove the mask. Selection, sorry. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I can do artwork plus EMS war stories. Maybe that's gonna be my hook, huh? Maybe I can tell paramedic stories and draw stuff, and people will just ignore what's going on the screen and listen to my war stories. Maybe that's my hook. Slam. And this one's going to be them kind of like the door's almost closed and you can see the silhouette of him choking them out. Go through the top panel. Let's be the borders. We want the borders on there. It's going to be the third one down. That's the bottom. Eyeball and thingy panel. Eyeball and shut should be last, and then choking me out panel. All right, that'll be there. 15. The same exact thing. Where's mine up there? Draw some little connecting lines here. Okay, there. Okay, but then we want to draw the 45s. There you go. I got a 45. Constraint also includes a 45-degree angle. Okay. So we're going to do this. What did I say? 15. Okay, so I'm going to go with the 5.0. Get this one a line stronger. Make it 4.0. Close the blast doors. Close the blast doors. Let me see what I got. How thick is that room? You wouldn't see it. Some random texture here. Far away texture. Okay, so then we're just going to take this, tweak it. Okay, well, no. I could draw some more pieces in here. I like a 5. That's all. Okay, that I'm going to take, shrink up, size up a little bit since I just realized it. Maybe the colorist can make little blur lines here instead of me, because I already jerked it out of the grid, so. Clean this up a little bit. So, the idea. This is a really big room. Now, then his not that big eye blown out, scared. Go. Good day, Artsy. Thanks for coming by. We shall talk again. Oh, yes, we shall. Anyway, so I got about 2 more panels, and they're pretty complicated ones to draw. So I'm making pretty good time, and I don't have any crazy gaming going on over here, disruptive. So it's pretty good. Okay, let's see if I can do some George Jimenez stuff here. kind of manga-y, or kind of. I don't turn all this off. Just concentrate. I'm just going to do each one on its own layer. There's a lot of angles. Ah, the kitty. It's not freckles. Okay. Make sure you know it's not freckles. It's square. I'll see what Andrew's nose looks like. Reference people. Where is he? He's got pretty small nostrils for a well endowed gentleman as he is with his nasal endowment. Just the point of his nose is kind of pointed. And of course, the obligatory strand of hair around his right eye. Cheek shouldn't puff out that much way out there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you look at something and you're like, dang, that's way off. A little better. Transfer it out to good. I'm quiet now. See how that works? Yeah, that's 16. I don't like these hairs here. Having them. Usually have reading glasses that I wear when I do this. Bless you, son. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some light details here for the forearm, the hand that is choking him out. But I don't want to distract from his expression, so kind of as a storytelling mechanism, more than just not wanting to totally render, um, I'm going to shade in the hand in the foreground. And stuff in the background too, like that, around his ear. Shade layer. Okay. You see any of this stuff over here? Okay. Okay, I need to make this look cooler. Or like he's kind of like he's puffing him up, I guess. Alrighty. Yeah, I think you get it. Amped out, losing the amp. Door closed. We think he's dead, but he's not. He reappears down here with his butt sticking in the air. I'll have trying to use like the 180 rule where you don't go past these guys. I don't want to drop from the opposite angle. So basically, Sith Lords are very abusive. I don't know if you knew that or not. You know now. Don't hang out with them on the weekends. They just turn on you. This quick. This quick. Nice and all summer. Make sure I got all my blue out of here. Okay. Shader.
I motion to accept the minutes.
Well, what I'm gonna do right here, guys, is a bunch of shading in and stuff. So I've been on for quite a while and dominating the living room, so I'm about to get off. Out of courtesy for my fellow gamers and working from home people. So I'll just do a couple more things here. This is for visual differentiation and visual cues for down there. That was weird. All right. Once this panel here is done, I believe I am going to be coloring instead of, inking and drawing and stuff. So look ahead for that kind of stuff coming up pretty soon. I'll probably throw some shade down here. Okay, you guys, thanks for showing up. I'll go to this screen here. If you're in the market for it, Star Wars The Dark Hunter is on Webtoons for free. Go check that out. It's going to be available there. The link is in the description, I think. I put it in there. Otherwise, you can just search for Star Wars The Dark Hunter, and it'll bring it up. But the Rogue Ship Part 4 hopefully will be going up next week since I've got all this time off. Thank you very much for showing up. And I will talk to you later. Gotta go.